Hey all you zealots and zerglings, it's time for another installment of Clash Against the Titans. This is the third installment of our friends wanting to beat up on us because they seriously believe we're that much better that they can overmatch us and still have it be competitive. Of course, the first two games, we got really lucky because, you know, there's no way we could ever win in 3-on-2, and so we're just gonna have to get ready here for a good old-fashioned beatdown. Now, I did get to pick my race, and so I've spawned as the purple Zerg, as did my ally Contrarian as the teal Protoss. So we were allowed as a sort of a handicap to pick our own races, our favorite races, but our allies, I believe, were all random. Or our opponents are all random, and they are Spartan, the green Zerg, who just threw down a 10 pool, Dunamai, the blue Protoss, and Wolfpack, the yellow Protoss. So the map is Megaton, which all our Clash Against the Titan games have been on Megaton. Frankly, because it's the only place we're going to get any sort of advantage by being grouped together in a base that's easily to defend, 2 ramps, and several extra expos for us to take. So that is why I like this one, and it looks like we've got a Wolfpack throwing down a proxy pylon. It's usually Spartan that's doing that, but obviously he can't because Zerg can't build pylons. What if they could infest a pylon? Could you infest a pylon, and what would that do for you? Could you then warp in infested Protoss, or warp in your own Zerg? And I'm just babbling here to waste time. Let me check the production tab. We got lots of gateways going down. Nothing all that spectacular yet. Looks like we got 2 gate going down for Wolfpack. And a core going down for Dunamai. And it looks like Spartan's keen just to stay on his spawning pool tech. I am also on my I'm dropping down a Roach Warren because actually our strategy that Contrarian came up with was to go for some fast Roach Stalker and see if our opponents could handle that. Now he's just getting down to Cybernetics core. Seems a bit late. Oh, plus he's supply blocked, which isn't going to help anything either. So I don't know if that's going to hurt anything. Dunamai's Cybernetics core is done. Is he going to start getting that warp gate technology researched? No, not yet. He's got it selected. There he goes. And I'm calling out roaches because it looks like, yep, I do finally have my Roach Warrant up, and I'm going to be pumping out roaches in what I like to call my 5-minute roaches build. Usually basically it's a build that gets me about 7 roaches in the first 5 minutes of the game, which we're quickly approaching to. Let's just take a look at the units tab and kind of watch how that works. Yeah, I got 2 roaches out. Should have more just about on the way. We're closing very close in the 5-minute mark. Whoa, there's 4. There's 5. Oh, I'm too shy of my 5-minute roaches. There's another one training. Oh, nope, there's another one popping out. So there's 6 in about 5:10, and he'll be out any second. So close to 5 minutes. And we don't have any stalker. I think this is the first stalker for... No, this will be the second stalker for Contrarian, who apparently has completely blocked off his ramp, leaving the nice wide exposed one that I have to defend clear. And I also suggested that we wanted to hit against their wide ramp, which means we pretty much got to go diagonally across the map. So I don't know if that was the best planning on our part, but we'll take my 7 roaches and a 1 stalker. Oh, no, here comes a second stalker. And oh, now he's just getting down to 3 more gateways, so going for a 4 gate. His warp gate's still a little bit behind. Wolfpack's got a probe at the watchtower. Oh, and he's also taking an expansion, as has Dunamai. Oh, as has Spartan. So they've all taken their expansion. We have not expanded yet because we are going for some pressure. And of course, we're going to alert our presence to our opponents by killing that probe. Of course, he's going to see us anyhow. And we're going to see, what do we got for units on our opponents? 3 Stalkers, a Zealot, And 4 zealots and nothing for Spartan. He's not building any units whatsoever. So we're trying. Oh no! Here comes 14 Zerglings, which he probably did as a response to us hitting that probe at the watchtower. It's not the biggest force. I'm trying to throw in some roaches to reinforce. I'm not sure where the stalkers are. There's an additional stalker. He's got a ton of resources. Are his warp gates on cooldown? Why do we not have any stalkers on the map? And for some reason I decided to take that spine crawler, which is probably completely wasted considering I could keep running around it. Could completely run around it, and now these Zerglings are getting a decent surround on my roaches. They will die pretty quick, but then here come the stalkers, and here come a bunch of zealots for Wolfpack. And it kind of occurs to me, or occurred to me then, that we went Roach Stalker. So what's good against roaches? Well, stalkers do bonus damage against roaches. Zerglings will do pretty good against roaches if they get a surround, which we didn't really have any place to hide out, so they did get a pretty decent surround. And if there were any Terrans, some Marauders would be pretty good too. Now, what's good against stalkers? Well, if you can get more stalkers than your opponent, that's obviously going to be better, unless, you know, you get some miraculous micro that gives you the edge. Zerglings are great against stalkers if they get a decent surround. And if they were Terran, there'd be Marauders. So we basically went a build that is pretty much countered by the exact same thing. It probably would have behooved me to maybe pump out Zerglings with the Stalkers, so we'd have a speedy force, and we could counter different things. You know, my Lings could counter the Stalkers, his Stalkers could counter any Roaches or Zealots that are on the map. So it kind of occurred to me that it was probably not the best build to go. Units that are both kind of not so much countered, but overpowered by the same things, which is kind of one-dimensional if you ask me. So that first attack, we checked the units lost. Yeah, I lost a ton of roaches in that, but then again, that army was pretty much all roaches and I think a couple of stalkers, and it looks like we're scouting for expansions, and we are going to find one. And I'm trying to tell them that we're going to rally at the watchtower. So our first attack wasn't that good. It looks like we should be able to clean up this expansion, although here comes... Oh, now they got an Immortal, and what helps? What's good against Stalker Roach? Immortals, which are probably the best anti-armored unit in the game by far. So we are getting completely countered right now. And we did get that Immortal. I did notice that, oh, the Immortal's the biggest threat out there, why don't we kill it? And so, nope, that expansion survived. Just barely scratched the surface, got through the shields. So that was sort of another epic fail, and it looks like Contrarian is taking the time to expand. Check the production tab, I'm still pumping out roaches. We're getting armor for the Zerglings, which is very, very good. That'll help make them last longer and be more of a pain in our sides. And it looks like Dunamai's getting his river out. Oh, it looks like Contrarian's going to get a couple of Stargates out. These are Stargate. Those are his Stargates. So switching to Stargate play, I'm throwing down some spine crawlers because I realize that we don't really have much of an army now, and my front door is wide open, so I want to get a little bit of static defense. Although, if even 2 of them came at my front door, those spine crawlers probably wouldn't last that long. Oh, and I do have an expansion up now, so it looks like everybody's got an expansion. So we're all on 2 base. And it looks like, oh, we got some Zealots getting a little sneaky out there, which I don't know why they're going all the way around there, because nobody has the watchtower, and Dunamai does have an observer there, so he knows nobody has the watchtower. But he's going to take the long way around. Oh, and we got some Stalker, Sentry, Immortal Zergling there. And here comes that proxy pylon into play, getting a couple extra Zealots out here. And my overlord, I don't know where that overlord's going, but he's be like, hey, there's, yeah, and I'm gonna ping that. I don't know what my overlord's doing besides getting himself killed, which looks like is what's gonna happen. No, he's not gonna make it. So I don't know why I didn't pull that overlord back sooner. Oh, and we are getting a Spire out for Spartan, and Void Rays out and level 1 attack for Contrarian. Keep an eye on these Zealots. We don't have any upgrades yet, although they do have Zealot Charge. It's a very excellent upgrade, especially against a Roach Stalker. That'd be pretty good too. Which, am I still producing? Oh, I'm just getting level 1 armor, throwing out an Overseer, and he's just getting more and more Zealots there. And it looks like I have switched to Zerglings because I realized that we need I needed a quick army and something, a cheap army and something that could counter with some of the stuff we're seeing, like Immortals and Stalkers and stuff. And it looks like they're going to try to hit Contrarian's door, and that is not exactly a close. He told me that door was closed. It obviously is not. And those Zerglings are going to try to take down the wall. Nope, no, it looks like we're going to push him out. Not too much damage done. And here come my Zerglings at the last moment. Yeah, that's great, guys. That's way to be on top of the ball there. And oh, geez, these are a lot of Zealots that we do not know anything about. And guess what Zealots are good against? Zerglings. So it's almost like they were reading our mind and we're countering. Well, I guess I can't say they've been reading our mind because our first attack was pretty much just a dumb build. You know you're going to see Zerglings. You know you're going to see Stalkers early on. And so Roach Stalker as our first offensive was probably not the best idea. So we'll probably have to take that into consideration in the future. And it looks like Spartan's got a base way out here at the high yield. So he is going macro crazy, and these Zealots are... Wow, he's just more and more Zealots. Oh, looks like he's about ready to move out. Yes, it looks like he has finally gotten a sufficient number of Zealots, which in this case is 24, about 29. Yes, apparently 29 Zealots is the correct number. I do have a third Spine Crawler there, and they're not even going to take it. Whoa, look at him just surround those Zerglings. It is not often that you see people get a surround on Zerglings. That is absolutely frightening, and now they're going to get a complete surround on these Stalkers, but we do have some Void Rays which will help clean it up, and they probably could wipe out all those Stalkers. Instead, they're going to run away. So they're going to try, instead of fighting and doing as much damage as possible, it looks like they are going to turn and fight here and kill off my Roaches. See, they could have been doing this killing all along, but they gave us... Oh, there's a couple more Void Rays that are going to help out. Looks like we're going to clean this up. Took some losses there, but we did clean up the Zealots. But we do seem to be a bit on the defensive now. Our opponents have moved forward, although I have snuck a little changeling out there, and he's going to have a little talk with that Immortal. So, hey, what's up? You doing some Protoss stuff? Yeah, I love doing Protoss stuff. Oh, looks like we got a battle over here. I don't know what it was. There were a couple of Immortals, but they are no more. Zerglings are pretty good against Immortals. And pieces tumble away. So yeah, I'm not a Zerg. So yeah, we're gonna be killing these guys, and oh, he's done. Interesting corpse the Changelings leave, and now we got some Corruptors, which will help against the Void Rays. So they always seem to have just the right unit to counter us. Although, like I said once again, the first time I think it was kind of our fault. And we got level 2 air attack for Contrarian. Oh, looks like I'm getting some Hydras out here. And what are we pinging here? I don't know what we're pinging there. So it looks like... Oh, and I'm taking a third base. Of course, I have no idea that this proxy's here. And it looks like he's going to re-bolster the Zealot forces. An Observer. Where is there an Observer? There's the Observer. So we've got an Observer following around these Void Rays. And I hope he's watching because he's about to get Photon Cannon. And oh, we got a ton of Zerglings out here in the center of the map. So this seems like a pretty good unit combination. They probably need a little bit more to combat the Void Rays, although the Stalkers will do a pretty good job of that. Not really sure what the Sentry's for. Single Sentry isn't going to do that much at this point of the game. And oh, I think I actually misspawned my next Changeling, so he's got to take the long way out. And there we go, now I'm getting some Hydralisks out. They are 1/1 Hydralisks. But there's, yeah, I think I did ping that. I saw that, though they spotted my Changeling, that's why. So, a bunch of Stalker, Immortal, Zergling, and it looks like Contrarian, or Dunamai is controlling all of them. Yeah, we're going to get a cancel on that before anything happens. And let's see how these Stalkers do against these Void Rays. They should perform pretty well. Swarming some Zerglings out there, which will help counter the Stalkers and the Immortals. And oh, we got a bunch of Phoenix. Where did those come from? But I also have Hydralisks out now, which are going to do great against the Phoenix. And of course, Void Rays are not light, so Phoenix don't really get a bonus against them. But with as many Phoenix there as there are, they will do quite a bit of damage. And now we just have the Zerglings to deal with. The Zerglings do not have a very good position right now. And the combination of Roach, Void Ray, Hydralisk should be enough to clean up the rest of that. Although it looks like they did quite a bit of damage. Contrarian's going to have to stop mining. I think he evacuated his probes. I don't think they all died. And so they're going to be remacroing up a new army almost instantly, it seems like. And it looks like Contrarian is going to go hunting with his Void Rays, which are 1/1/2. And now we're getting some air armor for his Corruptors, which that'll be a good bonus. Oh, what are these Zerglings doing? Are they aware of something? I'm not really sure where they're going. Oh, Stalkers. Does he have a... Oh, he had a proxy pylon there. I didn't even notice. But, oh, those Zerglings are going to counter those Stalkers pretty good. Voiders will help clean up some of them, but I don't think they're going to kill them fast enough to save the Stalker. Especially when they all fly away. So it looks like they are out for this. Oh, but there's quite a bit of air right here, and we've got Broodlords on the way, which of course they can't shoot the Void Rays, but just about everything else here can. So I think that's going to probably clean up. And yeah, there's a lot of air there, so it doesn't really matter how many Void Rays there are. There's quite a bit of air that'll clean that up. And that poor Void Ray's like, yeah, well, it was nice knowing you guys. Bye. So we're just not getting a good thing. I've dropped another Changeling in there. And they got quite a huge force on this map. And remacroing another army at this proxy pylon until he decides he has critical mass. And I've got nice, pretty big Roach Hydralisk with some Zerglings mixed in. There are probably some leftovers there. Because I generally don't like to go all three of these units at once. And still pumping out the Void Rays, which is not really the best move if you ask me. Because they got too much to counter it. They got Stalkers, they got plenty of Stalkers to counter it. They got Mutalisks, they got Corruptors. All of that I think are going to do pretty good against the Void Rays. It looks like I thought I saw an attack coming. My Changeling probably saw Stalkers moving out and then they changed their minds. But it looks like a lot of the attacks have been coming from this way, so I was getting my army in position. Not everybody's in position. I'm going to speed this up here a little bit so we see. It looks like we get another expansion going down here for Wolfpack. Which is... Oh, what is this? Oh, I thought my army was going to be actually doing something. And it looks like Dunamai is going to take... Wow, is going to take the gold next to us. Which is pretty bold. It just shows how poorly we were doing this game if they're taking expansions on our side of the map. And it looks like this massive force is coming out now. Fortunately, I do have my army in position. Plus, I got a few Overseers just to watch for any trickeration. Which, careful, this Observer's not careful. Oh, I think my Overlord sees it. Oh! And yeah, he's going to get spotted. And here comes some Dark Templars. Maybe that's why I got the Overseers. So guess what? They are not going to do anything. And I'm laughing just because we saw them coming. And it looks like this is going to be another big engagement here. I don't know why my Hydralisks are in front. I need to bring my whole army forward. I need to bring my whole army forward. Where's the rest of my army? There's the rest of my army. Didn't quite have my units set up perfectly. But it looks like it's going to be enough to clean this up, I think. These Corruptors can come in, but the only thing we're going to be able to shoot at is the Overseers. Oh, here comes the Void Rays, which they could have been here a little bit sooner, too. So we actually did clean up that army. And look, they already seem to have oh, now they're even putting gateways at the center of the map. I'm not even sure why they're doing that. And, oh, and just when we were getting ready to counterattack, that's when Wolfpack decides that it was time to bring his slowly amassing army to my doorstep. So that is going to clean up this expansion. My units are all the way on the other side of the map. They got to squeeze through this little door, which I swear someone told me this was completely walled off. Void Rays are going to get there. I got some Spine Crawlers in place. It looks like we are going to push them away. But it did prevent us from doing any sort of push. And now what do we got here? We got, wow, Zerglings, Corruptors, Broodlords, Stalkers, Phoenix. I think I see a couple of Zealots in there. Plus the Stalkers that are already here at the center of the map. Oh, and plus we got this force of Stalkers and Zealots. It is not looking good right now, but here comes my massive army. Oh, I don't know if they can take this on or not. Looks like I got my Hydro Scout there. Where's the rest of my army? Why is the rest of my army not coming? And it looks like we're going to retreat. Oh, my Hydros are not in a good position there. Yeah, that was a bad one. That was a very bad idea, and it looks like this could be the final battle. The Stalkers are going to blink into the base. These Void Warriors are probably not going to last long against them, because they have +2 attack, and they only have 1 armor, 1 shield. And I thought I have a great idea of trying to flank this whole army, but unfortunately I didn't see the Broodlords until now, so I'm trying to focus down the Broodlords. And they're actually going to try to fly up the ledge, where I can't quite see them. They're like, look, they're in the dead spot. So my idea to flank the armies seems to not be working out so well. And now we got Protoss on our base. We got this whole air army just wreaking havoc. A couple of Dark Templar there. We don't have the detection anymore. The Overseers are way over here. Yeah, and now these Broodlords have an excellent position. I cannot force my way up this ramp. It's pretty ironic when your opponent uses your high ground to their advantage. That's when you know that things have gone horribly, horribly wrong. So I'm trying to get up there. Gotta snipe those Broodlords. There's still 3 left, though. And I'm quickly running out of Hydralisks, at which point I will not be able to do anything about the Broodlords. 4, 3, 2 Hydralisks, 1, and that's it. And right on cue, Contrarian's like, you done? Yeah, so... yeah, my base is being destroyed. There's nothing left. And we're going to give the GG. So there it is. Clash against the Titans, and the Titans go down. Which just goes to show you the first 2 games were an absolute fluke, and we should never see a game like this again, because it's obviously completely one-sided. But I hope you enjoyed this game, and have a day.